Believe it or not, I spend a lot of time thinking about magic, especially magic in D&D. But the question a friend of mine asked me recently is if I could design a magic system from the ground up, all the way from the fundamentals to the very complicated spells, what do I actually want in a magic system? So I'm going to take this from the TTRPG side. I think for fiction, I actually tend to prefer a soft magic system where it's not all that explained. I just think finding a really fun way of explaining a hard magic system in fiction can be really boring. And so, it's very hard to do. Some people do it really well, but I would probably struggle because I want to tell you all the details right away. But we're going to look at TTRPGs where I actually love hard magic systems. There are two things I want: modularity and expressivity. And these all stem from what I want to be fundamental rules. Kind of like how in maths we have what we call axioms, so these are like the very basic ideas of maths that we can't break. These have to be true. We can't prove them, but we just say, yeah, this is true. And then from this, everything else follows. The physics equivalent would be something like the conservation of energy. We know as a fact one of the most fundamental laws of the universe is the conservation of energy. If I put energy in, I need the exact same amount of energy to come out. So in my ideal system, and this is something I might give a lot more thought and actually work towards a bit, we would have a series of building blocks, very simple kind of units, very modular things, so we can combine with any other sense of these building blocks. These then shape the spell, shape what it's able to do, but then there are rules about what combinations are and aren't allowed, or the way that they would have different impacts. That is not simple, because there is a trade-off, right? Where the more complicated this gets, the less people are going to enjoy using it. So like if it's really tough, you're going to get a huge payoff when you find a spell and you make it work, but it's also going to be really annoying and frustrating to do that. So I guess what I'd want to do if I was presenting this as a rule system for a TTRPG, I would want to be saying, okay, here are the rules, here are the building blocks, and then here's a huge list of known spells, things we've already done. But I want that to encapsulate a very small space or a very small fraction of the potential feasible spells. Because what I love is this idea that you could go through the rules and with enough ingenuity and doing all the hard work, you would be able to come out with a perfectly valid spell that is just yours. Like your wizard could invent their own spell. But then, as a DM, I want to make sure that the proofs are easy to read and check and understand, which is also a huge problem. So what I want is complexity that's really simple and has a load of expressivity in it, but is also really modular and also like really standard and easy to understand. So yeah, I'll just get on that. All right, thanks, bye.